So when it comes to the worst movies of 2017, I gotta say, you're all pretty much in agreement. Yes, I asked you for the last several weeks to vote for the best and worst movies of the year, and here's what you absolutely hated. Number 5, Transformers: The Last Knight. Only number 5 on the list? It would seem at this point you're used to these movies being bad, but you want Michael Bay and Paramount to know that you know. This was supposed to be the beginning of a new era for Transformers. Remember, Paramount was pretty darn excited about it. And they're not giving up either, with the Bumblebee solo movie coming out this year. And we'll see if that ends up on your worst list then. All right, number 4, Justice League. Oh, that's sad. This is a sad day, but maybe a necessary day. A number of you, by the way, also wanted to get The Last Jedi on this list, and it came close, but you only succeeded with Justice League, which shows that Justice League is a little further down, probably the same path, I think, as Star Wars, if these events remain unchanged. I feel like the ghost of Hollywood future. But anyway, this shows how much work lays ahead for the newly promoted DCEU president, Walter Hamada. Then number 3, Baywatch. Luckily, recent successes for both Dwayne Johnson and Zac Efron. While The Greatest Showman soundtrack is doing really well, the movie not quite as well. But anyway, that probably makes this sting a little bit less for those two guys. They survived, but still, as the DCEU changes producers, Dwayne Johnson might want to also consider not producing his own films anymore. Then number 2, 50 Shades Darker. You know what's interesting? 3 of these franchises so far, Baywatch never got off the ground, but the other 3, they all started out very strong at the box office and were kept going for a long time by big box office numbers until this year. A lot of franchises finally, their box office luck ran out, which just goes to show how much damage intense fan hatred can do. I'm telling you, Star Wars, and for those of you who don't see the problem with Star Wars, you don't want this to be your future. Now, as for this sequel, it did significantly less box office than the first movie, particularly stateside. So we'll have to see if The Grey Wedding is its own red wedding at the box office. Now, as for the worst movie of 2017, according to you, well, that was the Emoji Movie. In fact, I think that's funny because with my own list, a number of you were like, how is the Emoji Movie not on here? It's like everybody got together in 2017 and decided this was the absolute worst. And it was pretty darn bad. But I think it was not offensively bad. I mean, it was worse than meh, and it became a punchline for many for the year. But you know what's interesting about this? This is a new franchise that's been born, just like all these other ones, because this one was a financial win for Sony Animation. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if a couple years from now, the Emoji Movie 2 is on your worst list for that year. So Hollywood history continues to repeat itself. So those are your worst movies of 2017. And be sure to check out what you picked for the top 10. I actually revealed the top 20 movies of the year. And as always, you can check out some more videos right now.